Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. Now, welcome, Paula and Steve. You're our first pair on the show today. Now, how do you two know each other?
We met 10 years ago in a bar called Loaf. I went in for a sliced white and I came out with my husband.
How many times have you said that before?
Twice.
Oh, very, very good. So, how long have you been married?
5 years this week.
Yeah.
This week, just to give him a nudge to get me a present.
Wow. Steve, what are your hobbies?
Obviously, for me, from Manchester, I support Manchester City.
Obviously, well, obviously
Why
you do.
not?
Yes.
Obviously, a good year this year. So,
Yeah.
also, I like Belgian beer.
Belgian beer.
Yeah, one of my favourite hobbies.
It's not a hobby.
Just looking at them,
it is.
drinking them.
Paula, what are your hobbies?
I like to read books a lot and sleep. Vastly underrated hobby, sleeping.
Very good indeed. We have a lot of sleep questions on this show,
Good.
so let's hope they come up.
So essentially, Steve's hobby is drinking, and your hobby is sleeping.
It's pretty good.
Amazing you ended up together.
Amazing. Well, very best of luck. It's great to have you here. Welcome to the show. And next, we welcome back Annie and Nikki. You were on the show last time. Remind us how you did.
We got through to the head-to-head, Alexander.
You did very well on the
Thank
head-to-head.
you.
Anyway, today is a new day when I'm sure we will see you go even further than the head-to-head. What will be the categories that get you there?
Something to do with nature. You'd like a few history questions, wouldn't you? Would you be happy with history?
I'd be very happy with history. Literature would be good.
Yes, that's a good topic as well. Or dogs would be good.
Or dogs?
Dogs.
Any particular dogs?
My first and second guide dog, preferably.
What are your interests, Annie?
I've got all kinds, actually. But I think in my spare time, I'm a witch.
You're a witch?
Yeah, I'm a witch.
Do you cast spells?
I do. But I don't mean kind of, huzzah, and then kind of everyone's turned into toads.
Oh, that's disappointing, suddenly.
Yeah, it's
No,
more kind of hippie.
Well, I'm going to be extra specially nice to you now. I know you're a witch, you cast spells. But,
Yeah, watch out.
I shall. I'm sure you'll make it all the way to the final. Nikki, do you have any interests?
I love pub quizzes.
Do you?
Yes.
I thought you might. Yes.
I do, yes. Hello to the pedigree chums. My quiz team.
Very good. Well, the very best of luck to the pair of you. It's great to have you back on the show. And next we welcome Drew and Lloyd. How do you two know each other?
Well, I've been tortured over the last year into the husk you see before you. I've been living with Mr. Lloyd Harris.
Yes, we're in university together, Alexander, and there was a bit of an animosity when we met because we're both part of the student union and we both ran for the student union council for a position. Drew had been going for loads of meetings. I went to my first ever meeting and beat Drew by 1 vote.
Right. Oh,
One vote.
And then, then we lived together, so it must have...
Oh, I see. Oh, there we are. So it's all fine. And where are you at university, Drew?
We're both at Bangor University in North Wales.
In North Wales. We have lots of people watching, I'm sure, today.
Yes, loads. Hello to amicable people, the Welsh people.
And to admire our other housemates.
How many other housemates are there?
There's
2.
Yes.
2 others.
And a fish.
2 and a fish. Anything else you want to add?
No.
What are you studying, Lloyd?
I'm doing Welsh and journalism.
Welsh and journalism. How's it going?
Very good. I've officially finished.
So, Drew, are you about to finish as well, then?
No, I've got one more year left. I'm studying chemistry, so yeah, pretty cool.
So, Drew, this afternoon, what are you hoping is going to come up?
I'm quite hoping that chemistry is going to come up, surprisingly or not. Sport, maybe. Politics. We'll see what happens there.
Lloyd?
Well, I'm very much entertainment-based. I'm a big Eurovision fan. I'd love Eurovision to come up. Love it. Love it.
Right.
Yes, anything like that. Any dancing, Strictly Come Dancing, anything like that would be lovely, I think.
All right, Lloyd. OK, well, I hope maybe something like that might come up. Just... Would it be... We said it'd be lovely. It'd be nice. For Lloyd?
No.
You know what, Lloyd? I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Seeing as you asked so nicely.
Thank you very much.
Well, fingers crossed. Very, very best of luck. It's lovely having you on the show. And finally, we welcome back Graham and Richard. You were also on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the pointless final, of course. Remind us how you did.
We got through to the end of the second round.
End of the second round. What was it that did for you?
It was the rhymes.
Rhyming names.
Rhyming names, that's all.
OK. So, Richard, what do you hope is going to come up this afternoon?
Be nice to see a bit of sport, maybe.
Yeah.
And if I get it wrong, I will get ribbed. So, hope that comes up. Possibly something to do with movies. Love my movies. Big Die Hard fan. It's my favourite film.
OK. You've seen all of the Die Hard series?
Yeah, got them all on DVD as well, so... Big fan. Sadly.
Good. Anything else you'd like to see come up, Graham?
Music.
Any particular area of music that you
Not
love?
really. I've been mobile DJ for about 11 years.
Oh, so you're going to be very good.
I wouldn't go that far now.
OK. Well, very best of luck to the pair of you. Let's hope we see more of you this time than we did last. We'll find out more about all of you as we go throughout the show. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He regularly tunes into Radio 4's Just a Minute, and he has never once hesitated, deviated, or repeated himself. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. Hiya. Should be a cracking show today. We've got two returning pairs. Annie and Nikki were very, very strong last time, weren't they? Very unlucky in the head-to-head. Graham and Richard we didn't see quite enough of. But of the two new pairs, it's difficult sometimes because, you know, with people like Drew and Lloyd, when they're so quiet and they keep themselves to themselves, very hard to work out if they're going to, you know, add to the occasion or they're just going to sort of shrink like, you know, weeds in the sun.
Well, thank you for that. Well, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. What everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £5,250. Right, let's play Pointless. In the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. So try and make sure that's not you. If anyone gives me an incorrect answer, they will score the maximum of 100 points. OK, our first category this afternoon is words. One of those rounds. Words. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second?
Would you be happy with that?
And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what that first question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many words ending in A-Z-E as they could. Words ending in A-Z-E, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any word in the Oxford English Dictionary online edition that ends with the letters A-Z-E. As always, no hyphenated words are allowed and no proper nouns, so no people's names or places, anything like that. But any word ending A-Z-E in the Oxford English Dictionary, please.
OK, thank you very much. Right, Paula and Steve, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. Remember, we are looking for words ending in A-Z-E.
I might have made this up, actually. I'm going to go for deglaze.
Deglaze.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Very good indeed. You're hoping to score as few points as possible. Let's see if deglaze is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Well done, Paula. That's a correct answer. Now, these tend to be the words that go right down. Oh, look at that. Very well done, Paula. Brilliant. 1 point.
Yeah, very, very well played, Paula. What a brilliant start to the show. Deglaze can mean to take the varnish off something. Also is a cooking term, putting wine in a roasting tin. Great start. Very good indeed.
Now then, Annie. Words ending in A-Z-E.
For some reason, I can only think of little bubbly words. I'm not sure what that means, but in my head it does. I'm going to have to go with a really obvious one. It's going to be haze.
Haze, you are saying. And you're saying haze. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said haze. That's right. 70. For haze, Richard.
Yeah, pretty big score, yeah. Vagueness or an indistinctness. It's also a town in Middlesex.
Lloyd. Words ending in A-Z-E.
Oh, not the best with words, but I've only got simple ones as well. So I'm going to go for blaze.
Blaze. Blaze, says Lloyd. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said blaze. It's right. 33.
Blaze, yeah, to burn with a bright flame. Surprisingly low score.
Yeah. So, Richard, remember we are looking for words ending in A-Z-E.
I think the best I'm going to muster is craze.
Craze. OK, you're saying craze. Let's see how many people said craze. 48. 48 for craze.
Yeah, craze, obviously, very, very good answer. I don't need to tell you what craze is. It's the two brothers who ran London's East End.
Very good. OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores. Paula, the best score of the pass. Very well done. Lovely low score of 1. Then we go up to 33 for Lloyd and Drew. Well done, Lloyd. Then up to 48 for Richard and Graham. And then Annie and Nikki are on 70. So, Nikki, you're going to have your work cut out in this next pass to find a really good obscure word ending in A-Z-E. Very best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, remember, we are looking for words ending in A-Z-E. Now, Graham, the high scorers are Nikki and Annie on 70. You're on 48, which means if you can score 21 or less, you are definitely in the next round.
Right, OK. Plenty of time to think about it and still not much clue. I'll go with glaze.
Glaze. All right, let's see if glaze is right, and let's see how many people said it. There's your red line. Below that, you're through to the next round. Glaze. 23, taking your total up to 71. Richard?
Yeah, another fairly low score. Glaze. Yes, any sort of composition to add a sheen to any material. A glaze or to glaze.
OK, Drew.
Well, I think I got lucky here. Biology, some use a word from biology, and go for helicase.
Wow. Helicase?
Helicase.
How do you spell helicase?
I have absolutely no idea. Spelling is my strong point, unfortunately.
What is a helicase?
Helicase is an enzyme found in DNA replication.
Oh, do you know anything?
I just want to know if he really knows what it is.
Oh, OK, yeah.
Sounds like he does.
Yeah, you passed.
Well done, Drew. Helicase. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. There's your red line. If you can get below that red line with helicase, then you're through to the next round. Very best of luck. Oh, bad luck, Drew. Bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Lloyd is nodding at this point. Would you like me to replicate it for you? It's a bit like this.
Yeah. Is it C-A-S-E? Case, as in helicase?
Let's find out, Lloyd. Richard?
Yeah, your chemistry teacher will be delighted with you, Drew, but your spelling teacher, if you have such a thing, won't be. C-A-S-E at the end, helicase. You're exactly right on what it is, but you can't spell it.
No, I can't spell.
And one of the few words in the English language to rhyme with pillowcase as well, so...
It doesn't. Helicase, pillowcase. Doesn't quite work, does it?
What? Helicase, pillowcase? Yeah, you know what? I'm saying that works, yeah. Especially if you have a slight Latino tinge to your voice, which occasionally I do. Yeah, on an evening out. Helicase, pillowcase.
So then, Nikki, you are on 70. Drew and Lloyd are the new high scorers on 133, which means if you can score 62 or less, you are through to the next round. We're looking for words ending in A-Z-E.
Well, I've got one, and I'm thinking about sticking some letters in front of it to create a new word. So I'm either about to create a brand new word in the English language, you heard it here first, or I'm going to get, hopefully, a very low score, and I'm going to say unfaze.
Unfazed.
Yeah, I don't even know whether it exists.
No, that's exactly how you get low points in this round. Let's hope unfazed will get you down below that red line. Let's see. Is it a word, unfazed? And if it is, how many people said it? Oh, no, bad luck, Nikki. Bad luck. I'm afraid unfazed is not a word, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. And that takes your total up to an unbeatable 170, I'm sorry to say. Richard?
Yeah, sorry, Nikki. I think that's really, really tough luck. Probably an unnecessary risk there. You can be unfazed, but you cannot unfaze somebody.
Bad luck. Now then, Steve, the good news for you is you are through whatever happens. Even if you score 100 points, you won't overtake Nikki and Annie's high score. So why not see if you can go one better than Paula and score a pointless answer? Remember, we are looking for words ending in A-Z-E. OK.
I've got a few decent words, like a blaze and stuff. But when it first came up, and it doesn't sound like it should, but I'm going for kamikaze.
OK, well, let's see. Kamikaze, is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? It's right, Steve. It's right. How far down is it going to go? Oh, look at that! Very, very well done. You equal Paula's low score of 1, take your total up to 2. That's a great answer. Richard?
Yeah, very well played, Steve. I was going to draw a reference to kamikaze actually afterwards. It's my favourite word on the... No, it's great. It's my favourite word on the whole list, so very, very well done. There's a bunch of pointless answers here as well. Let's take a look at some of them. Autoscadaise, which don't need to tell you means to extemporise or improvise. Bombays, which is it's a Scottish word for bamboozle, to bamboozle. There's emblaze. Fees, grease is sort of public school slang for a crowd. Intermaze, an interlocking maze. Mismaze, another word for a maze. Overgaze, which means to look over. And scraze, which is another word for a scratch. Nikki, if you just said phase, it would have been 46 points, would have seen you safely through. Let's take a look at the most popular answers, though. Days would have scored 64 points. Haze, there we go, we've already had 70. And Maze right at the top there with 76.
OK, well, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Annie and Nikki.
Oh, we've had fun.
Oh, well, so have we. This wasn't meant to happen at all. You were meant to be all the way through. You were meant to be our finalists this show.
I know, but I want that word invented now, and then I'll feel
Oh, no,
better.
don't you worry. The guys at the OED are working on it right now. Such a shame to be saying goodbye to you far, far too soon this show, but it's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much, Annie and Nikki.
It's been fun.
Brilliant. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one of the teams in front of me now will be leaving us at the end of this round. OK, our category for round 2 is musicians. Musicians. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, so our round 2 question concerns famous drummers and their bands. Famous drummers and their bands, Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you 6 drummers on each pass. We asked 100 people with which bands do these drummers have the most chart success, with which bands are they most famously associated. If you give us a nice obscure answer, you'll score fewer points. If you give us an incorrect answer, though, you're going to score 100 points. It's going to be 12 drummers in all, 12 bands to guess. Very best of luck at home.
Thanks very much, Richard. So we are looking for the bands these drummers most famously drummed with. And here is our list. Ringo Starr, Meg White, Dave Rowntree, Charlie Watts, Tommy Lee, Phil Collins. I'll read those all one more time. Ringo Starr, Meg White, Dave Rowntree, Charlie Watts, Tommy Lee, Phil Collins. There they are. Now, Steve, I can see some nodding there, which suggests to me this board is a walk in the park for you.
I wouldn't say walk in the park, it's not bad. I think most of them. There's one I don't know. The other four or five I know, I think. So I'm going to go for Meg White. He's in the White Stripes.
The White Stripes. Very good. Let's see if that is right. The White Stripes for Meg White. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. It's right. Very well done. 20. Not a bad score at all. 20.
Yeah, well done, Steve. Nice solid start. Co-founded the band with Jack White, who took her name when they married.
Very good. Drew.
OK, when the topic came up, I shuddered. I'm absolutely terrible with names and bands and everything like that, so this is a question which I was quite dreading, because I didn't really think about it, but now I'm dreading. I know people exist. They exist, which is good, but not sure the band they're in, so I'm going to have a guess this obvious one.
Listen, if any of those drummers are watching, I bet they'll be very glad to hear that they do exist.
Yes, if you're watching, you exist. Congratulations. So I'm going to go for Ringo Starr, The Beatles.
What do you think, Lloyd?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Well, let's see. Ringo Starr's The Beatles, you say. Obviously, you're hoping to score as few points as possible. Let's see how many people said Ringo Starr's The Beatles, if it's right. It's right.
I'm one of the two.
It is right. So I didn't have time to say it's right, but it was. It is right. It's very right, in fact. It's 98 people out of 100 right.
Yeah, Ringo Starr, he was in the Beatles. 98 out of 100 people know that. I suspect I know who the other two are.
OK, now then, Richard. So remember, we are looking for the bands with which these drummers most famously played. You are the last person to have this board, so fill in, which is what an appropriate thing to say when you're dealing with drummers, of course. Fill in the blanks.
This is a nightmare category for me. And if I get it wrong, my brother's going to kill me because he knows, well, he's meant to know music. We'll soon find out. I'm not going to be able to fill the board in for you, but the only one I'm going to have a decent guess at is Phil Collins, because my mum loves him. And she always used to play Genesis CDs, so I'm going to try Phil Collins and Genesis.
Phil Collins and Genesis, you're saying. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Phil Collins, Genesis. $68 for Phil Collins and Genesis, Richard.
Yeah, joined them in 1970. Let's fill in the rest of the board.
Can I?
Of course you can. Charlie Watts.
Clearly, the Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones, yeah, would have scored you 58 points. Tommy Lee.
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue, yeah, a former Mr. Pamela Anderson, would have scored you 8 points. And Dave Rowntree.
He was with The Blur.
He was with Blur, yeah. That would have scored you 3 points. That's the best answer on the board. Very well done if you said Dave Rowntree.
Very good, thanks, Richard. So we are halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores. The best score of that pass was Steve's. Very well done. Then we go up to 68 from 20 for Richard and Graham. And then, whoa, all the way up to 98, where Drew and Lloyd are, courtesy of Ringo Starr. OK, we will come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more drummers on the board, and here they are. John Keeble, Stuart Copeland, John Bonham, Mick Fleetwood, Lars Ulrich and Keith Moon. I'll read those all one more time. John Keeble, Stuart Copeland, John Bonham, Mick Fleetwood, Lars Ulrich and Keith Moon. Now remember, we are looking for the bands that these drummers most famously drummed for, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now then, Graham, the high scorers are Lloyd and Drew on 98. If you can score 29 or less, you are through to the head-to-head. So remember, we are looking for the bands with which these drummers most famously played.
I have not got a clue. I'm going to take a total wild guess. Mick Fleetwood, Fleetwood Mac.
Mick Fleetwood, Fleetwood Mac, you are saying. OK, you're on 68. This is your red line there. Below that red line, Mick Fleetwood will have got you through to the head-to-head. Let's see if he has. Is it right? How many people said it? $75. That takes your total up to 143. Richard.
Yeah, it's a big clue in the name, isn't there? Yeah, he co-founded the band in 1967.
Thank you very much. Now then, Lloyd. So remember, we are looking for the bands with which these drummers played most famously. The high scorers are now Graham and Richard on 143, which means if you can score 44 or less, you are through to the head-to-head. How confident are you feeling, Lloyd?
Not well. I knew Mick Fleetwood, so I would have gone for that one. It's probably the only one on the board I know. I know names, and I've got bands floating in my head. My dad will be ashamed because he really likes some of these bands, I think. But I'm going to go for Keith Moon. I'm going to hope that it's right and go with The Who. I think I'm wrong, but...
You're saying Keith Moon, The Who?
I'll stab at it.
OK, well, here's your red line. Below that red line and Keith Moon, The Who, will see you through to the head-to-head.
Yeah.
Let's see, is it right? And if it is, how many people said Keith Moon, The Who? Of course, it's right. Very well done, Lloyd. However, 64 it scores you. Takes your total up to 162, which I'm afraid is going to be the highest score this round. Richard?
Yeah, but a right answer, Lloyd. You had it up there all along. Yeah, he died in 1978, Keith Moon. Now, The Who use all sorts of other drummers. Quite recently, they used Zach Starkey, who is Ringo Starr's son. And Ringo Starr was the drummer with the Beatles. That's the Beatles. Who are a Liverpudlian band from the 60s.
OK. Now, Paula, we come to you. You can then fill in the gaps that the others have left.
No, I can't.
And then pick your favourite answer.
I'd love to be able to fill in the gaps, but I only knew 2. And they're obviously the ones that have just gone. I think that Stuart Copeland might be The Police.
Stuart Copeland might be The Police. There is no red line for you because you're through to the head-to-head, whatever happens, Paula. So, very good for you. Stuart Copeland, The Police, is it right? How many people said it? 35. Very well done. Takes your total up to 55. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Paula. Best answer in both passes, actually, from your team as well. Let's fill in the rest of the board. Do you want to have a go at these? John Bonham.
John Bonham?
Yeah.
I think Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, exactly right. Would have scored you 13 points. Lars Ulrich.
Don't know.
Is Metallica. Would have scored you 6 points. And John Keeble. So one for 80s fans.
Spandau Ballet.
Spandau Ballet, exactly right. Would have scored 2 points. Very well done if you got that. Best answer on the board.
Thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score is Drew and Lloyd. Bad luck. Oh, Drew.
Don't like the drums. Do not like the drums.
Don't like the drums. But do you like music at all?
Not my kind of, a more niche kind of folk music.
Yeah.
Really? Well, listen, we have to say goodbye to you now, which is a great shame, but we will see you again next time. We look forward to that very much. Meanwhile, Lloyd and Drew, splendid people, thank you for playing. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Well, very well done, Paula and Steve, Graham and Richard. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to the final and play for today's jackpot, which currently stands at £5,250. Well, here's how it works. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, but you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Oscar Wilde plays as they could. Oscar Wilde plays, Richard?
Yeah, simply looking for any play written by Oscar Wilde, any uncompleted play such as a Florentine tragedy we won't allow, just any completed play by Oscar Wilde, please.
OK, thank you very much. Now, Paula and Steve, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first. Oscar Wilde plays we're looking for.
We'll go for, well, we only know one. The Importance of Being Earnest.
The Importance of Being Earnest. OK, there we are. That's what you're saying. Graham and Richard, you can confer out loud if you like.
Really no idea whatsoever.
Not a clue. We're just going to have to throw the name of some sort of play out there and hope for the best. What are we going to go for?
No idea. Just go for it.
Just have to say something like Oliver.
Something like Oliver.
Yeah.
See, I'd like to say something like Oliver. Sounds like a really good name for a play, actually. But you're going to say Oliver. Oliver is your answer. OK, the importance of being earnest versus Oliver. OK, Paula and Steve, the importance of being earnest. Is it right? How many people said it? That's right. 33. 33 for the importance of being earnest, and Graham and Richard, you have gone for Oliver. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Oliver. Yep, I'm afraid, as you might have guessed, that's an incorrect answer, which means after one question, Paula and Steve are ahead 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, let's take a look at all the answers, Oliver not included. There is a pointless answer up there, very obscure one. Very well done if you got For the Love of the King, a Burmese mask pantomimic play from 1894. The Duchess of Padua would have scored you 1. A Woman of No Importance would have only scored you 1. Vera, or The Nihilist, that was Wilde's first ever play, would have scored you 4 points. Salome, that he wrote in French, 7. An Ideal Husband, 7. Lady Windermere's Fan, there on 11. And The Importance of Being Earnest, 33.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, here is your second question. Graham and Richard, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Best of luck. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many 2011 Cricket World Cup quarter-finalists as they could. 2011 Cricket World Cup quarter-finalists. Richard?
Yeah, simply looking for any of the 8 teams that reached the quarter-finals of the 2011 Cricket World Cup.
OK, now then, Graham and Richard, you go first this time. OK, we have an answer.
We do. Not great cricket fans, but we think these got to the quarterfinals, which is obviously a good place to start. We're going to go with Ireland.
Ireland. OK, you're saying Ireland. Paula and Steve.
Relying on Steve for this one.
I think all 8 were the major teams, the major cricketing teams. So I'll go for Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. OK. Ireland, say Graham and Richard. Sri Lanka, say Paula and Steve. Let's see how many people said Ireland. Ooh, bad luck. This was a question you had to win. Your only salvation will be if Paula and Steve have also got it wrong. Now, Steve and Paula have said Sri Lanka. All it has to be is right. Is it? It is. It is right. Very well done, Paula and Steve. You are through to the final. 38 it scored. That means after only 2 questions, Paula and Steve are straight through to the final. Richard?
Yeah, unlucky, Graham and Richard. Ireland did beat England in a group game, but they didn't qualify for the quarterfinals, I'm afraid. And Steve, you're exactly right. The 8 quarterfinalists were the 8 big teams, actually. Let's take a look at all of them. The best answer you could have given would have been New Zealand. That would have won the point, 17. West Indies, 23. South Africa, 24. All of those would have just won you that point, guys. There's Sri Lanka on 38, eventually lost it in the final. Australia, 60. India, who won the whole tournament, 65. Pakistan, 66. And England up the top there on 74. Very well done if you got all 8.
Thanks very much, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, Graham and Richard. Dear, you've come storming through to the head-to-head. Just 2 categories that really haven't served you well at all. Oscar Wilde and Cricket World Cup.
Our other answer for the cricket was Pakistan, but we knew that would be quite high. So
quite a high score
we gamble.
Oh, well, it was a good gamble, and you're right, Ireland did do pretty well, but not that
Not well
well,
enough.
sadly. But you've come 1 round further than you did last time, so that's no mean feat. Well done. It's been great having you on the show, Graham and Richard, but thanks very much. For Paula and Steve, though, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £5,250. Well, congratulations, Paula and Steve. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy, so very well done. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £5,250. Now, the rules are very simple. All you need to win that money is to find one pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. They are children's books, celebrities, classical music.
Well, classical music's definitely out.
Oh,
we know nothing about
We know
that.
nothing about classical music. Celebrities, I might know, but you possibly wouldn't, would you?
Yeah, I'm not very good at celebrities.
No, let's go for children's books.
OK, children's books. What children's books would you like? What sort of category would be good for you?
Beatrix Potter would be good.
Beatrix Potter.
Yeah, that's the only ones we know.
OK, right, well, very best of luck. Let's find out what that question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Enid Blyton's famous 5 titles as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for the titles of any of Enid Blyton's famous 5 novels. Those are the full-length novels first published between 1942 and 1963. Any of Enid Blyton's famous 5 novels, please.
OK. You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £5,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
I don't know any.
I don't know any.
All I can think of is 5 Go Mad in Dorset, and that's that thing.
Yeah, Dawn French.
Dawn French thing.
Is that a parody of the real one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, try it, because it's worth a pot.
Not mad, though, just go to Dorset.
5
Go to Dorset.
Yeah,
The-
try that.
Famous, just what they got up to in some...
Famous 5 Go to the beach or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Or Famous 5 Go on holiday.
Go in a rowing boat or...
Oh, gosh, I have absolutely no idea. Desperately trying to think of stuff. They could say go on holiday or something, or go to the beach.
Yeah, some activities. If we say 3 of activities.
Yeah. And what about places or something?
Well, we just use the Dorset one.
5 Go Mad in Dorset. Do you want to, or just go to Dorset? Famous 5 in Dorset?
Go to Dorset.
And what about the third one?
On holiday.
5 seconds left.
And to the beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
OK, there is your minute gone. We were looking for Enid Blyton famous 5 novels. I now need 3 answers.
Well, I think we're clutching at straws here, but we're going for 5 Go to Dorset.
5 Go to Dorset.
5
Go on holiday.
5 Go on holiday.
5 Go on holiday.
And 5 on the beach.
And 5 on the beach. OK, there are 3 famous 5 books.
No.
Of those 3, which is your most confident shot at a pointless answer?
On holiday, probably.
On holiday.
That's our best, I think.
So
OK.
Put that last.
Yeah.
So we'll put that one last then. OK,
Yeah.
which one is your least likely, do you think?
Go for the Dorset one first.
OK, and
Clutching
then
at straws.
on the beach, then we'll put in the middle.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's put them up on the board in that order, and here they are. 5 Go to Dorset, 5 on the beach, and 5 Go on holiday. There they are. We were looking for Enid Blyton famous 5 novels. Books, I think we might call them.
Yeah.
OK, you said this was your least confident answer. Remember, you only have to find one pointless answer to win that jackpot, £5,250. You never know, one of these might be correct and pointless. So, let's see. How many people said 5 Go to Dorset? Is it correct? 5 Go to Dorset. No. Afraid that is an incorrect answer, so obviously not a pointless answer, which means you only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. What, hypothetically, would you do with £5,250?
Very hypothetical.
Well, I don't know the answers, of course. There's every chance you might have landed on an Enid Blyton book there.
Buy some Enid Blyton books, I think.
Yeah. Go on holiday to the beach.
Let's go to Dorset, actually. You do a lot worse.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
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 Yeah, very good. No, seriously, what would you do with £5,250?
Go on the beach on holiday.
Dorset.
To Greece.
Greece,
To
though.
Greece.
Greece.
Yeah, I think so.
Splendid.
We got married in Greece, though.
Oh, you
We got
did.
married.
Very good.
We did.
Lovely
It was
place to get married.
lovely.
OK, well, very best of luck. Let's hope that 5 on the beach will get those things for you. It has to be right, of course, and it has to be pointless. This for that jackpot of £5,250, 5 on the beach. Is it right? How many people said it?
Surprise.
Bad luck. That means you only have 1 more chance to win today's jackpot. You put it last. You said this was the one you had the most faith in to be pointless. 5 go on holiday. 5 go on holiday sounds absolutely right, doesn't it?
Why not? Why not?
I would be surprised.
They must have gone on holiday.
At some point.
They must have done at some stage. Even Enid Blyton children needed a break.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
From all those
Okay.
adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OK, this was the answer you had the most faith in to be pointless. It has to be pointless if you're going to win that jackpot, £5,250. Let's just see, is it right? How many people said 5 go on holiday? Oh, bad luck. Well, I had a good feeling about 5 going on holiday. I thought that was a likely thing for them to do. Anyway, unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £5,250, which will roll over onto the next show. But you have been brilliant contestants, and you do, of course, get to take home our pointless trophy. So.
Ah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
One category.
Yeah, unlucky guys played so well throughout. Best answer in round 1, best 2 answers in round 2, won the head-to-head 2-0. Very tough category in the final. There are a load of pointless answers. 5 go down to the sea was a pointless answer. That's it's next to the beach, isn't it? And you were saying earlier about 5 go mad in Dorset, which is the comic strip version. One of our 100 did actually say that. Disallowed it, of course. But let's take a look. There are 21 books in all. Let's take a look at the pointless ones. 5 fall into adventure, 5 go to Billycock Hill, and 5 go to Mystery Moor. 5 go to Demon's Rocks, 5 have a mystery to solve, 5 have a wonderful time. 5 on a hike together, 5 on a secret trail, and 5 on Kirin Island. Again, very well done if you said any of those at home.
OK, you didn't know any of those, did you?
No way, no.
Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to Paula and Steve, but as Richard said, it's been brilliant having you on the show. You've been fantastic contestants. Thank you both so much for playing. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Nobody's won our jackpot today, so it rolls over, which means on the next show we will be playing for £6,250. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.